We are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret society, opposed to secret oaths, opposed to secret proceedings, secret proceedings. No official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know.
Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. This is Abe, your host. It is 4:40, the 23rd of December, 2021. I just woke up. I got to work tonight. Got up a little early. Got me a cheese quesadilla from Taco Bell. Just figured I'd do a podcast since I got some time and energy, and gonna brew some coffee, and that's about it for an update. All right. CNN is at it again. CNN staffer is charged with trying to convince moms to allow him to train daughters to be sexually submissive. A Connecticut man was arrested by the Federal Bureau of Investigation on Friday for allegedly persuading minors to engage in unlawful sexual activity, officials said. John Griffen, 44, was taken into custody Friday after a federal grand jury in Vermont charged him with 3 counts of using a facility of interstate commerce to attempt to entice minors to engage in unlawful sexual activity. Officials said that from April to July of 2020 in Stamford, Connecticut, residents used messaging apps Kik, which is K-I-K, Kik, I've never heard that shit, and Google Hangouts to communicate with people disguised as parents of young girls to convey to them that women should be sexually subservient and inferior to men. That doesn't sound very progressive like CNN. Woman, this is a quote, "Woman is a woman regardless of her age." Among other ideas, Griffin was identified by Stanford Advocate as a CNN employee, and his LinkedIn page said he worked closely as there with the recently fired Chris Cuomo, which we covered the whole debacle of what's going on with Chris Cuomo. You can check that out. If you're on YouTube, I will put it in the credits so you can click on that when this podcast is over and check that out. We take the charges against Mr. Griffin incredibly seriously, said a CNN spokesman, told Hearst, Connecticut media on Friday. We only learned of his arrest this afternoon and have suspended him pending investigation. According to the indictment, Griffin's goal was to persuade parents to allow him to sexually train their daughters, teaching them how to be sexually submissive. Authorities said that in April of 2020, he proposed to engage in a virtual training session over a video chat, in which he instructed a mother and her 14-year-old daughter to remove their clothing and touch each other. Wow. In June, he told a mother of 2 young girls ages 9 and 13 that her responsibility was to see that her eldest daughter was trained properly. He later transferred more than $3,000. Yeah, by the way, dude, CNN, they make bank. Like, I'm talking like millions a year. It's insane. So he gave her $3,000 to the mother for plane tickets so that she, along with her 9-year-old, could fly from Nevada to Boston. When they did, in July, he picked them up in his Tesla. Of course, he would drive a Tesla. He's a CNN dweeb. And drove them to his Ludlow ski house. I'm not sure where Ludlow is. At the house, the daughter was directed to engage in, and did engage in, unlawful sexual activities, authorities said. According to the indictment, Griffen also proposed to a woman disguised as the mother of a 16-year-old daughter that they should take a, quote, little mother-daughter trip, unquote, to the ski house for sexual training involving the child. In what appears to be Griffen's LinkedIn, he says that he has worked as a senior producer at CNN since 2013. After working at ABC News for nearly 8 years, he has also worked as both a producer and editor at Fox News and CBS News. Now, I know there's going to be some blue-pilled people that are going to be like, oh my God, wait, Fox, CNN, what? I've already said this on the last episode, not the last one, but the one about Chris Cuomo. Tucker Carlson used to work at CNN, and he transferred to Fox. Now, this dude was a producer at Fox and transferred to CNN. But they're supposed to be against each other. They're supposed to be right and left paradigm. No. Do you know that they're both owned by the same owner? So, that should tell you something right there. And we all know that all the major media is owned by like 5 people or something like that. They're probably both owned by George Soros, considering how on Fox you're not allowed to talk about George Soros. So, and we know CNN doesn't talk about George Soros. So, George Soros probably owns both CNN and Fox. But either way, I like to see the downfall of CNN. So, he describes his role at CNN as lead anchor senior producer at the network's morning news show, New Day, where he works shoulder to shoulder with lead anchor Chris Cuomo. Cuomo, who was once one of the network's top-rated hosts, was recently fired over his alleged efforts to help his brother, former Governor Andrew Cuomo, fight sexual harassment accusations. If convicted, Griffen faces a mandatory minimum sentence of 10 years of imprisonment on each count, or a maximum sentence of life imprisonment, federal authorities said. So, yeah, I mean, 10 years each count, or life, sounds good to me, because chomos don't do too well in prison. The federal government also intends to seek the forfeiture of Griffen's Ludlow house, his Tesla, a Mercedes, as well as other property he used to commit the charged offenses, according to the indictment. But yeah, there you go. Yeah, they'll take anything. If you drove any of the girls around in any of those vehicles, they'll take them, you know. But yeah, I figured you guys would like to hear about that. Now, I do have something else that I found. It had been something that I had heard about through the grapevine, but I didn't report on it, and I didn't really look into it too deep. You might have heard about it, you might not have, but here's another CNN scumbag, you know, that we all know is Don Lemon. Here's something that's going on with him. So yeah, this one involves Don Lemon. Now CNN has been struggling like crazy. I had this grand, glorious idea. CNN, they say they're like one of the top-rated news networks or whatever. I heard something the other day that SpongeBob SquarePants and Pepe Le Pig, children cartoons, actually get more views than CNN, which is hilarious. And the only reason the CNN has as much views as it does is it actually made deals with airports and other businesses that anytime their TV is on, it should be tuned in to CNN. They get cut a deal and they give them a little bit of money, you know? So their viewership has been down. They've been up for sale for like a minute now. Yeah, I had this glorious idea that they should be bought by someone like maybe Alex Jones or yeah, I think that would be hilarious because they are up for sale where they're struggling so bad. But I think Alex Jones should buy them, and then you could put like Joe Rogan on there, Tim Pool, Sticks Hexenhammer 666, Salty Cracker. I'd go on there if I could, Conspiracy Castle, shit like that. How fucking hilarious would it be? And the thing is, I would buy them out and then not even change the name. I would keep it CNN. So anyone who didn't get the memo, like old people or whatever, they just tune in one day and Alex Jones would be on there just screaming at them. So this is from blackenterprise.com, which is kind of funny. I guess it's like a black journalistic website. So I don't know. I think it's funny because I'm white as hell and I'm like sharing this with you. Man accusing Don Lemon of sexual assault claims anchor offered $500,000 settlement. The man accusing Don Lemon of sexually assaulting him in 2018 claims the CNN anchor offered him $500,000 to settle things privately. On Monday, the accuser, Dustin Heiss, appeared on the Megyn Kelly Show and made new claims against Don Lemon, saying the news anchor offered to pay him to stay silent. He made 3 separate attempts, almost at $500,000 to try and get me to be quiet, but my silence can't be bought, Heiss revealed. Heiss accuses Don Lemon of assaulting him at a bar in Long Island in 2018. In August of 2019, Heiss moved forward with filing a lawsuit against the CNN star, accusing him of assault and battery, says Radar Online. Quote, Lemon put his hand down the front of his own shorts and vigorously rubbed his genitalia, removing his hand and shoved his index and middle fingers into the plaintiff's mustache under the plaintiff's nose, legal documents said. Now, listen, man, I'm not saying this is right, but the real way to do it is you would do like a dirty Sanchez. You would shove your finger into your butt down the back of your pants, not the front, and then rub it under the person's nose. That way, the scent stays on them, and they have to smell it for the rest of the day. It's called a dirty Sanchez, or if you do it to someone else, it's called a rusty hook, Yeah. Well, no, rusty hook is different. Rusty hook is when you shove your finger up a girl's butt while you're fucking her and then stick it in her mouth. That's called a rusty hook. Sorry, I apologize. Pardon. The accuser notes Lemon's alleged drunken behavior at the bar as possible pattern into how the TV journalist behaves behind the scenes. Quote, anybody that acts like that in public without any fear of what it might do to anybody or them, or the consequences it might have, that's a pattern, Heiss said. I wouldn't be surprised. He's protected by the fact that he's an African-American gay man on television, and I'm just some nobody. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. He's African-American and he's gay, so there you go. He'll play both of those cards. And yeah, he can act like that in public, sadly, because when you're a millionaire and you're a creep, and dude, it wouldn't surprise me if Don Lemon goes to these weird secret parties where, I don't know, they fuck children. Allegedly. Heiss says he is not after money from Lemon and instead wants to get some peace back into his own life after allegedly being violated by CNN Newsroom Live host. Quote, this isn't about me trying to get money. At this point, I just want my life back, Heiss said. I don't see any kind of settlement happening without an admission of guilt or an apology, but I seriously doubt, with his ego and pride, that is going to happen. No, probably not. And CNN will do some weird story to try to fucking cover it up. I don't know, dude. They're crumbling right now, and it's fucking awesome. It's like a dumpster fire. It's just fun to watch. Heist believes CNN's silence on the allegations has painted him out to look like a liar. Quote, their comments have influenced people to the fact where they're calling me a liar. And there are many other websites that have taken their words and formulated their own narrative on who I am and what I've done and what I'm looking for. My intentions here, he said. Meanwhile, Lemon has denied the accusations, labeling Heist's lawsuits as frivolous, says U.S. Today reporters. The plaintiff in this lawsuit has previously displayed a pattern of contempt for CNN on his social media accounts, an August 2019 statement said. This claim follows his unsuccessful threats and demands for an exorbitant amount of money from Don Lemon. Well, Don Lemon can pay it, you know. I don't know, man. It's just crazy, and I know, it's fake news. It's fake news, but this is what people are paying attention to. This is what people are watching and listening to. So, for me to see these Operation Mockingbird scumbags go down slowly, it just makes me happy, you know. And I know people are like, "Oh, why are you paying attention to this? Why, you know?" It's nice. It's a small win for us. You know, and in this time period when we have like nothing but losses and all this evil, horrible shit going on with mandates and New World Order takeover, it's nice to have a small win every now and then and just go, that's nice, you know. But I got a little more time. I'll do a fun, like maybe like a fun article here and there to finish off the episode. So stay tuned if you want. Check out if you don't. That's up to you. All right. So now anyone who knows my wife knows that she's an hourglass. She's actually very skinny and she doesn't weigh much, but it all goes to like her butt. So this is a 224-pound Russian woman reportedly killed her husband with her buttocks. A 224-pound Russian woman faces some heavy-duty justice for sitting on her husband and strangling him to death with her massive buttocks during a boozy dispute, a report said. Tatiana O, so it sounds like she's like Russian or something, allegedly refused to let Adair go, even as he begged forgiveness, East 2 West News reported. Adair's daughter saw him pinned face down on the bed and ran to seek help from neighbors in the Russian city of Novokuznetsk. Sorry. It's literally Novokuznetsk. Novokuznetsk, according to the news outlet, which cited evidence in this case. A female neighbor who arrived reportedly decided the couple were in the midst of a domestic dispute and left. Tatiana said she merely wanted to calm her hubby down after the couple had been drinking. Vodka, most likely. Adair died from asphyxia from blocking the respiratory system, as his face was wedged into the mattress as Tatiana sat on his neck, using her legs so he could not lift it, a medical examination found. So, I can't breathe. Sorry, too soon. The wife strangled husband to death with her buttocks after drinking too much alcohol, according to the local media report cited by East 2 West. During a trial, Tatiana was convicted of causing death by negligence after a murder charge was dropped. But the investigative committee has announced it is calling for a new murder charged against Tatiana, who had been angry after drinking heavily. After Aiden stopped showing signs of life, the accused, frightened, shook him and shouted to wake him up. So there you have it. Death by buttocks. Let's do another one. By the way, I collect these crazy news stories just for fun because Me and Sammy, we did one episode of like just crazy news stories that I collect and find. Um, so yeah, I'll put that in the link on YouTube in the credits if you want to click on that. It's literally just a collection of crazy news stories that I found, and just me and her doing a podcast together, having fun. I use it for filler too. Like, I really just honestly wanted to report on CNN today, but we had some extra time, so I'm like, fuck it, let's do some crazy fun news stories. Um, but yeah. And if you're listening on YouTube, you can also listen to us on audio format only, just because I'm a night stalker, third shift at work. I like to listen to podcasts. And man, if you're tuning in on YouTube or BitChute, something video format, it kills your battery. And I get it. So if you do want to listen to us audio only, that way your phone can go to sleep, but you can still listen. We're found on Breaker, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, Spotify, and Anchor. So here's the next crazy story. A judge has no patience for Buttfucker 3000 in Zoom court. A Michigan man showed up in court with an unfortunate screen name. A man showed up to a Zoom court date with a screen name Buttfucker 3000. It was a routine morning in the court of Jeffrey Middleton, a judge from St. Joseph County in Michigan, when Nathan Saxion logged in to respond to drug paraphernalia charges. Quote, "We'll bring this fool in," Middleton said to the assembled Zoom meeting, which was mostly people waiting to address the court. "Good morning, sir. What's your name?" Middleton said when Saxion joined the meeting, with the screen name Buttfucker 3000. "Me?" Saxion said. "Yes," Middleton said. "Nathaniel Saxion, sir." "Your name's not Buttfucker 3000, you yo-ho," Middleton said as distressed and confused Saxion scanned the crowd. He might have meant to call him Yahoo, but he pronounced it Yoho in the video. "Logging into my court with that as your screen name? What kind of idiot logs into court like that?" Saxion looked horrified. The other people in court were undisturbed. "I don't believe I typed anything like that in," he said. "Well, that's what it says," Middleton said. He then dumped Saxion into the waiting room. When he returned, Saxion was apologetic. "Your Honor, if I may explain," he said, "I think it was whenever I set up my Zoom account or whatever. But, Effer is my iPhone Effer is my iPhone pairing name for my Bluetooth speaker, sir. It's an inside joke. I'm embarrassed. I'm sorry." "Well, you should be," Middleton said. 20 minutes later, Saxion pled guilty to possession of drug paraphernalia during a traffic stop. Police found a syringe with a methamphetamine residue in it, that ain't good, in Saxion's truck. Now, I actually kind of felt bad for Saxion until I found out he had meth, but, and that doesn't mean I don't think he should go to jail. I think he should just be forced to go to rehab or something like that. He agreed to pay a $200 fine. Middleton told him he was lucky to have escaped the day's events without a contempt of court charge for his screen name. So the dude got found with a syringe of methamphetamine, well, residue, so it was used for meth, and he only had to pay $200? Are you fucking kidding me? Dude, I was arrested for public intoxication and had to pay $300 for literally the night I spent in jail, plus I think it was probably like $100 or $200 in court fees, so like $500. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Wow, I need to move to Michigan apparently. Middleton has become a minor celebrity online. He broadcasts his court proceedings to Zoom, where the worst moments in people's lives are picked up and dissected by eager fans. It could have been worse. It could have been worse. At least Buttfucker 3000 didn't show up with a cat avatar. But, it's crazy. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up there. I hope y'all enjoyed. Hopefully, it put a smile on your face. Normally, I try to keep it serious and keep it on topic, but I had some time to blow. I try to make the episodes at least 30 minutes long, and I have this hobby of collecting crazy news stories, so there you go. Hope you all enjoyed. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you're on Spotify, because a lot of my listeners are on Spotify, please rate the podcast. You know, give us 5 stars or 4 stars or 3 stars. Give us any stars. Please rate it and please share because, you know, I'm getting shadow banned over here and it's not fun. And I need you guys' help, you know. And I do appreciate it and I do thank you all from the bottom of my heart. And I hope you all have a good day.
We are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret society, opposed to secret oaths, opposed to secret proceedings, secret proceedings. No official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know.